Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you guys here. Big thanks to all the new subscribers, a big welcome in fact, and really appreciate the support and the comments that you guys have been giving us. They've been very helpful and genuinely appreciate it. Excuse the way I look, I have a bit of hay fever. I say a bit, quite a lot as it goes. Anyway, today's travels are starting in the UK. We're going off to Heathrow very soon, and I'll be flying with Astana Airways. It's a whole new airline for me. We're going via Almaty Airport, which apparently is the new airport they've just opened this month, I believe. So it'll be quite cool to see that and hopefully show you guys around and also experience a different airline. I've seen a couple of the other vloggers who actually rate it quite well, so I'm pretty much looking forward to that. There is a bit of a layover, 16 hours in Almaty, and that will be an interesting one because I'm not going out the airport, I'm going to stay in transit. So let's see what that brings me tomorrow. I'll keep you guys updated. I will show you around the aircraft, the seat, etc. as usual, and stay tuned to the end because I'll give you a breakdown on costs and a few things that they offer, which is slightly different to other airlines. So it's worth hanging around. And once again, thanks for being with the channel. Right, we are now in the car and on our way to London Heathrow, and I want to show you something. I think it's a sign that England is saying good riddance because it's amazing watch, the sun is out. It's unbelievable. Here we go. Look at that. Can you believe it?
Why did he go the other side?
So there we go.
Dick.
We're on our way and happy days. So our journey took us down the M4 to Heathrow Terminal 4 where this massive epic journey was to begin. As we head into Terminal 4, we actually were a touch early, so we decided we'd take a little break and wait for check-in to open. Hello. How are you? Not bad. Okay, we're just at, oddly enough, cafe called Copilot, just inside Heathrow Terminal 4. Going through, I checked in, the check-in process was really good, very friendly. I've had my bags checked all the way through to Bangkok, even though I stop in Almaty for 16 hours, so that's pretty handy. We'll be boarding around 5:25, so we'll just grab a quick cup of coffee and I'll update you when I get to the lounge and tell you what's going on. Okay, so we've come through security, fast track, typical Heathrow, not very fast for a start, and also not very friendly either. That's pretty standard for British hospitality, as I see it. Anyway, on my way out, happy to be leaving. I'm now through security. I'm going to make my way to the lounge and see what's up there. Through the concourse, we made our way down to the Plaza Lounge, which was around gate 6. Okay, we're in the Plaza Lounge now, and it's very small. It's clearly not specific to the airline. It's one of the all-purpose lounges, one size fits all. And honestly, yeah, it's pretty rubbish. I've been in far better lounges than this. Hell of a busy, very few seats available. I haven't had a look at the food. I'm not even sure if I'm going to even bother to review the food. or even walk around. I'm not even sure it's worth it. So yeah, pretty rubbish as it goes. Definitely do not recommend this. So the notification came through that the gate was open, so I made my way down to gate 20 where I was expecting to be boarding. However, that didn't quite happen straight away and took a little time. So with us now finally on board, it was time to take a look around the seat, starting with the screen and moving around to the side. There's a lovely big table to your side. You can do a lot of things on there if you needed to work without having, say, a laptop in front of you. You would have to twist a little. Very nice fluffy cushion was supplied for the sleep, which we were very much looking forward to later in the evening. And the view outside onto the apron of Gate 20, Heathrow Terminal 4. Round the back there is a power supply, a multi-point power supply. There's the headphone jack as well. There's a little reading light and a small bottle of water is provided free of charge when you get on. Your seat controls sit to your left as well, and there is a remote in the seat, which we'll show you a little later. There is also an additional control for your seat right down by your left leg and the sort of round seat level, probably for when you're in the lie flat mode. So one great feature of this Airbus 321LR is that they have a fan control above your head, which you can control your own temperature, which is quite rare these days because a lot of the cabins are kind of self-controlled. So it was quite nice to have that, and I did use that quite a lot on the flight, to be honest, which was great because I never actually needed to use a blanket. I was never sort of overly hot or cold. It just kept me ticking over. I thought it was time to focus a little bit on the entertainment system, which you can see in front of us now. So I'll try and pop through a few of the functions that it offers to give you a nice overview. So as I did promise, I would try and do that a little bit more. As you can see, the response on the screen is really actually very good, I have to say that. You have a selection of movies, you have a selection of radios, radio programs, music, things like that. There's some games on there. You've got the controls if you want to get service and so forth. It is a decent enough system. I wouldn't say it's the best on the market, but there's enough in there to keep you ticking. As you can see, you can put in favorites in advance of the flight that you want to go back to look at later, so that's quite a nice little handy thing. And as you can see there are various options that you can choose from. Again, movie selection not massive, but totally adequate for the hours that we were flying, so I can't really criticize that as such. And I did personally watch a couple of movies, so that was pretty cool. As you see the music channels there's various genres, and probably enough if you wanted to listen to music, but most people tend to bring their own musical headphones and playlists and so forth. But it is there, it's a nice offering. Games, something I did actually try a little bit of chess, and after it beat me in a matter of seconds, I decided I probably wouldn't pursue this any further. There's our map for today, London through to Almaty via Akhtar, where we would stop for refuel. As I said, this is the remote control that's in the seat to your left, which you can remove, take out and utilize. To be honest with you, I didn't use it at all, but just so you know, it is there. And as you can see, this is the footwell for when you've got your bed down in the flat mode. As you can see, it is very, very small, and it is once you're lying flat. Off to the right hand side, there's got a lot of space there. There's two shelves. I'm only showing you the one, but there's one underneath where you could actually put your shoes if you wanted to, but that's quite useful bit of space as well. And in front on the left there's a coat hook for your jacket, so if you're carrying one. and additional storage space sort of all over the seat. It was well proportioned in that sense, an awful lot of space, but they seem to have forgotten that people have feet. That's the only shortcoming on that one that I can tell you. As you see here, you can release your table tray from the side. It comes out and then flicks and twists around in front of you. You aren't able to move it out the way. For example, if you were eating and needed to nip out to the toilet, you would have to actually put the tray away. So it's one of those use it and put it away kind of tables. So for example, if you were working on your laptop and you needed to nip out, you'd have to put that away. So you'd have to move your laptop off to the one side and go and do what you got to do. So yeah, interesting little table in that it was a bit bumpy as well, and we did have a lot of turbulence on this flight, and you know, if you've got food and things, it's sort of not solid as you would expect it to be. Here's the overall layout of the cabin in the 212 configuration. As you can see, the two ahead of me, foot space on those two seats was pretty spacious. It's just the throne seat, as they call it, was rather tiny. This pillow is pretty nice and fluffy and plump. What I would have preferred is to have two, but I didn't. The blanket provided, in my opinion, was very, very thin. I love the design on it, obviously looks great, but very, very, very thin. I didn't personally use it. I, in fact, used it as a second pillow. As you see now, they're using shoulder straps on the seats in business class because you've got further to go if you had to suddenly stop. Wonderful Samsonite amenity kit was provided, and I'll show you a little later how it all looked inside. Brilliant. Obviously some slippers as well. This is how it looks on the inside of this one, and as I say, I'll lay all the goods out for you in a couple of minutes, and you'll see them in a couple of seconds actually as it goes. And here it is, a really, really solid amenity kit. I have to give Astana some really top marks for this. It's great. So just before pushback, they brought the menus round and had looked like a lovely selection of food for the day. And as I had heard really good things about the food on Astana, I was rather looking forward to that. So take a look and see what you guys think. Okay, quick chat to camera. Hopefully you can hear me. It's fairly loud in here, but that's standard. It was been a very interesting start. Came on to the gates. They boarded very late. There didn't seem to be too much of a priority for business class, but it wasn't a big problem. I mean, I managed to get on regardless fairly quickly. The plane itself looks really nice, very nice and feels just nice and clean and stylish. It's really cool. Slightly unusual way of things, because normally they whiz around for a drink or a hot towel or anything like that. They didn't do that initially. We got a drink a little while on, and so far they've taken the order for food, before we push back, so we know what we've got. The food looks great, and so does the drinks and food does look good. I haven't seen it physically or tasted it, but the menu looks nice, which I've taken a picture of the menu for you, so you'll see. The entertainment system actually looks okay, not bad. I mean, it hasn't got thousands and thousands of things, but it's enough to keep you occupied. It's got a few of the latest movies, so that's a positive as well. The staff are okay, not rude or just okay. Maybe things will change as we move along. I'm just giving you a running commentary. We left, I would say, about 40 minutes late, although he did say they'd make up the time in the air. We'll be stopping for a refuel in about 5.5 hours, and then we go on to Almaty, and then it's a 16-hour wait to the next flight from Almaty through to Bangkok. So that's what's going on. Amenity kit's a Samsonite amenity kit. I've also put that down on there for you guys to see. It's really good, really, really nice. I have to say, it's an excellent amenity kit. Can't really fault it. You get some slippers. They've given us slippers, which I'm going to use in a little while. And the seat's very comfortable. It really is very, very comfortable. I'm very, very happy with it. Very nice cushion here, as you can see. It's really nice and fluffy, plump, whatever you want to say. It's, I think it'll be very nice. I would say the footwell for the throne seat that I'm on, so it goes 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, I think, all the way back. So I'm on the 1 in the middle because I'm flying alone. I think you lose a bit of space in that footwell because of being in the middle of 2 seats in front. The leg room in the 2 seats is actually very good. But in terms of, like stretching out stuff, absolutely great. I suspect when I put the bed down to lie down that I'll struggle with my feet in there. I think that's kind of what it looks like. I think I've shown a little bit of that on the preview video leading up to this. Takeoff was great, no issues, and we are now cruising wherever we are, leaving the British Isles and heading over to Europe. So I will update either as we go along or when I land. I'm not quite sure. I'll try and get some footage so everyone can see as much as I like, and hopefully this review is a little bit different to the ones I've done before, in that I want to try and show more relevant stuff, I guess. The screen, just to let you know, the screen here is extremely responsive, really very good. And there's a lot of little storage spaces on the seat as well, down to my side here. Behind you, you've got controls for your seat. You've got power, which I think I showed on the previous video. There's a power outlet here, a multi-power outlet with high-speed USB charging. The headphones seem okay. I'm probably not going to use those. I tend to use my own anyway. But little side reading light, you can see behind me a little bit there. Yeah, I think it's a nice seat. It really is a nice seat, and it just feels clean. The cabin just feels nice and clean. So so far I'm pretty happy. Looking forward to trying the food because I've heard some good reviews about it, and I want to be able to confirm that. So here we continue, and I'll keep you guys informed as we go. So just as a bit of an update on that meal, that was a salmon starter with a potato salad. They put something on the lemon, some garlic bread, and then some standard bread. I have to tell you, that is one of the most delicious things I've eaten in the sky. And I've had some good meals before, but unbelievable flavor. I can't say anything better. It really is outstanding. So Yeah, big thumbs up here, Astana, on this one. So far, the rumours are true. That is delicious. I'll update you on the main course. But we've got Taittinger champagne now, which I'm having over here. So, I mean, I don't really have words. It's honestly very, very good. And yeah, top marks on this one. Okay, second course was mushroom soup, and on the side they had some like fried mushrooms and some more amazing bread. And once again, absolutely delicious, really flavoursome. Honestly, restaurant quality for sure. Really, really great. I also love the cutlery. The cutlery is pretty fantastic. It's really, really quite nice. I like it a lot. So, yeah, another thumbs up, Astana, big time. Okay, so I've just finished the main course, which was the braised beef. It was probably my least favourite of the 3 courses we've had so far, and that is not to say it's not nice. It is very nice. I probably prefer my beef a little more rare. To me it was, well, just not out, but you know, what can you do? It was still very tender. It came with a couple of mushrooms, and I don't know, maybe because I'm a bit full, but it was okay. That's all I could say. It was okay. Whereas the other 2 were really pretty outstanding. So maybe my choice. I looked across the aisle and some person there was having the fish, and that did look very nice. So I think maybe on my next leg I'll try something different and see if that's if I enjoy it more. Basically, as simple as that. But honestly, it was good. It was good. Please, I don't want anyone to think that's not a nice meal. It is a lovely meal. Just my least favourite of the 3. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so the third service came round and they bring a trolley down. So they don't just serve what you want, they bring it to you. They bring a trolley, like a sweets trolley, like it used to be many years ago in restaurants, which is it's quite a nice little touch actually. So you got a choice of some biscuits and cheeses, different cheeses and biscuits, which look delicious. As I'm pretty full, he says that, I've got a bit of a sweet tooth, so I still had the apple crumble. And it was like an apple crumble with berries, with a custard mixed in. It's really nice, very, very nice. So the food has been extremely good. It's a nice range of food, and very, very tasty food as well. And of course, I meant to say I could also have a cup of tea or coffee if I wanted one. So yeah, it's been a very pleasant meal, very, very pleasant meal. I'm well full, I have to tell you. I'm really full. So I've just had a little bit of a closer look at the entertainment system. I mean, it's okay. Not thousands and thousands of movies. I suppose it would appeal to most people. There's a couple of films on there I would probably watch, which is great. One thing I have observed though is that they put adverts when you want to play something. There's a whole bunch of adverts that you cannot skip, which I think fine if you're in maybe economy, but if you've come into a business class, I don't think that's really very cool. I think you should have the right to skip through these sort of things after you're paying for a premium service that you're being sort of advertised to. You kind of zone out. Yeah, so that's just an observation of the entertainment system I've seen so far.
Үшін белдіктеріңізді бекітіңіз деген көрсеткіш жетпегенше орындарыңызда отыруларыңызды сұраймыз. Ұшақ командирі және экипаж мүшелері Air Astana әуе компаниясымен ұшқандарыңыз үшін алғыс білдіреміз және барша жақсылықты тілейді. 664 рейсмен Алматыға дейін ұшатын жолаушылардан ұшақта қалуларыңызды
Okay, so we've now arrived at the new Almaty airport, which is still very much under construction. The front end seems to be opened. It's extremely busy. I've done a bit of a walk around. Honest opinion, Astana, you need to do better if you're going to have people paying premium prices for airfares and coming on business class, and you have no facilities for us at all. I mean, nothing. I believe the old airport at least did have a business lounge. This one has got zero. So there's no provision for any form of food, drink or anything. And bearing in mind it's a 16-hour layover, I would suggest, very, very massive loss of points for that. Because, you're charging premium fares and you're not really providing premium airport services, to be fair. Sure, it's new, but honestly, you should have got your act together in some way, whether it be a voucher or just something. So I've got to sit for 16 hours in the middle of a massively busy airport and just nothing, no access to anything around here. It's terrible. So anyway, poor show, guys, poor show. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first leg of this epic journey, and we'd love you to come back next week because there is a concluding part where I go through a little bit more detail of life in Almaty Airport for 16 hours, and I will also give an overall opinion of what I thought of the airline, and it will be an unbiased view, even though it's a very much of an up and down outcome. So we hope you're going to be with us next week so we can take you through that. Thanks very much to all of the subscribers and supporters of the channel, and we encourage you to continue to support and continue to follow us. So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next week.